Okay, this is our weekly office learning. We have a little bit of pressure with the end of week and keeping schedule and everything. So we got two parts we're learning today. We got the Kitzur Shulchan Orach as always, and we're going weiter with Hilchos Elul. And then and then we're doing the Ki Seitzei, the Milchama. This is the Parsha of the week with Nesivos Shalom. We're getting ready for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. It's important that we learn this right now because this is like changing our life for good. So we already learned about the importance of making sure we choose the right Shliach Tzibur, Shispalo Slichus, who would lead the davening. We mentioned this already. The concept of Shlomo Katz in Shirat David or anywhere you have a community, you need the right Shliach Tzibur, the right person to see the good points and bring out. It says, Ish Shuhu Hagon. He has to be a worthy person. V'godol b'Torah v'ma'asim tovim. And he's great in Torah knowledge and what else? Good deeds. K'fima she'efshar lamotzo, as is possible to find. Yeah, we're not expected to have a Moshe Feinstein in this generation. You get it? We're not supposed to have that. So this is not. We weren't zocher to such a tzaddik. Who's Rabbi Soson's son? Send love. Okay. Yeah.
Guys, God bless you. Have much success in your learning. And learn hard, play hard.
Oh yeah.
Don't get any trouble.
No trouble. Be blessed. So we have this ability to learn Torah, to have someone who's going to be the right kind of shliach for us, but it has to be according to the generations. So we don't have a Moshe Feinstein, we have a Shlomo Katz, we have, so far each generation, in my opinion, truly, that even though they talk about the idea of Yeridas Adoros, the generations get less and less, we don't have the Bavisha Rebbe, we don't have all these big tzaddikim. I mean, I don't know if they would lead the davening anyway, but they'd probably be a Shliach Tzibur who was more connected to davening than paskening or leading the generation. Nevertheless, every generation gets what it's supposed to have, and the truth is, our generation, Achitz Kareishis, we're actually, in some ways, the highest generation, because we're the generation that is challenged more than any other. We're the ones who have the biggest nisyonos. So when you have someone who's able to still be, keeping straight, keeping focused, still serving God in such a world that we're in now, it's a tremendous achievement, and therefore we should have him as the Shliach Tzibur. Especially, this is the best person you could find, the best person to find. Gam she'eh ben shoshim shana. He should be at least 30 years old, so you don't get one of these young bochum who just came in. Yeah, we make sure it's someone who's old enough. She'az kavar noach v'tichas hadam shel bacharuso. Because by then the passions of his youth have abated. Nivna libo, and his heart is submissive to who? To Hashem. V'gam yeh nesui v'yu lo bonim. He should be married with what? With children. Shu shofech libo, because then he will pour out his heart. Once you have children, yeah, we have a few chevra here who know this very real. Once you have children, you really pour out your heart. It's a real thing. It's not easy. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, over here we know that real. Having a son in the army, or bringing up your children when there's last Simchas Torah was disturbed with sirens and missiles and tragedy, it makes you daven. Having children, yeah, more than it would if you didn't. Shu shofech libo, because then he'll pour out his heart, mapil tachanunim, and plead beseechingly. B'kiras alei, from the depth of his heart. Yeah, from the depth of your heart, you should plead beseechingly. Kain yidachdu lebachor takeh. Likewise, they should carefully choose a takeh. Shetakah shofar Rosh Hashanah, the one who will sound the shofar from Rosh Hashanah. V'kain amikalif ner takeh, and also the one who calls out the sequence of the shofar blast before the takeh. So not only that, you should make sure it's carefully chosen the person who helps with the shofars. Yeah, the way the shofar should be sounded, the person blowing the shofar and the person who's helping them. It's very important. It says underneath, sets out various qualities that constitute a word, vichazan, shliach sibor. Therefore, other halachas are applicable to chazan throughout the year, which we're not talking about here. We're talking about Elul, we're talking about slichas, we're talking about Shon, Yom Kippur, Sukkos. It is customary to appoint a person to call out the sequence of shofar blasts before the tekeh, so that one blowing the shofar will not make a mistake. This is based on Mishnah Berurah. Whereas the one who serves as a local halakha authority should be given a position. So if you have a posek, a rav, he's the one who decides if the shofar was blown correctly. In the absence of such a person, the one who serves as chazan for the shachar should fill this position. So there's rules and there's minhagim about how it should be, who should be the chazan. This is important. The point is that these are important times for the community. You're davening for the whole year to come. You're building a relationship with Hashem. Gedalia Fencer says a good point. He says it shouldn't just daven for a new year, it should daven for a new you. So it's not just about the year, it's about us becoming better. And we want the best situation that we can create in all different ways to enable us to be in the right state of mind in davening. And therefore the Shliach Sibur makes a big influence on that. That would be an important point as well. Shibali Torah v'yura. He should be someone who's a master of Torah and has an relationship with Hashem. Kafimash Efshalom Lamot, as prominent as they can possibly find. Mir Koisrael Kashem Lakol. Nevertheless, even if they can find with these kind of ways, all Jews are fit to serve in this position. So that's the good news. At the end of the day, as much as we're searching for the best Shliach Sibur, we have to be model that all Jews are good. Yeah. Rakshi Marut Salakal, provided the person is acceptable to the congregation. So if the congregation hold of him, they don't see him like I do, like taking the phone in the middle of davening. They're the kind of guy who care about other people, do chesed, kindness, and you see they're good people. They might not be the biggest Tam Chochem or the Rav or whatever, but they're good people. So then they could be a Shlech Sibur potentially. We're just discussing in Shur David. Someone brought up the idea of having a beard. I don't know if that's obligational. I think there is something to it, but the main point is it shouldn't be someone underneath 30 years old. That's what we've got here. Provided the person stays in the congregation, im roeh, if you see, sheish machoches bedaver. Now this is a bit important point. What if there's an argument about this person being the shliach sibur? There's a core over it. Yemana atzmo, you should refrain from accepting the position. Afal pi sheyeh mi she'enu hagon. Even if someone unworthy will be selected instead. Yeah. It's better to not have machlokes. You can't really go up in front of Hashem in this important time of year and be arguing with each other. It's not how it works. There was one time I was in a shul, and one of the tzaddikim there would make a big rash, like a big noise. And apparently, I don't know if I was there or not. I think it was a bit before my time, but I heard the story. And one of the other people there was like, "This is getting too much, like the noise." Like there's an Indian of davening with all your heart, but to be matar, to like mafir the sibur, like no one could concentrate. It was like screaming wildly. So he said something that he was not going to daven there. The rest of davening went somewhere else. This big rav, and it was a bit of a sensitive thing because like the tzaddik whose shul it was, he's much younger, and he's letting it all out. And the other Rav was disturbed by it, and he left. So it was a bit of a sensitive situation. So I think they ended up making Shalom. He came to his house, and they worked it out. And he asked Mechila for disturbing the Rav's tefillahs or anybody else. And it's funny because every year this Rav, I won't say his name, but he put out a letter on the wall of asking Mechila for anything during Tishrei or Elul Tishrei, anything that he might have done or anyone that got pushed during the dancing, some space. They had a whole thing every year, this whole long letter. Like it was very sensitive, like in terms of connection. And I know this big Rav was still coming to this young tzaddik years and years later. By the time I came, he was for sure coming. So they obviously worked it out. That's the point. There should be shalom. Halavai, we should be in a place where people really daven so intensely that it creates such an issue. That's a level already. Anyway, he's not to remove from his position, the chazan, if he becomes ill. A place is appointed by the Kohen until he is able to return. So I remember once on Rosh Hashanah, I think it was, or it was Yom Kippur, probably more likely Yom Kippur, the Shliach Tzibur was a big Rav who was leading the davening, and he fainted on the spot. When he was meant to be bowing, like the Shtachel, he bowed and he couldn't get up, like he was gone. So they had to help him out, and I don't remember exactly what they did before him, but in the end, the different Rav had to step in and carry on the davening. It was quite an intense moment, and it ended up being quite an intense year also. Anyway, let's read weiter. Oh yeah, one who goes to secular court rather than to rabbinic court to settle a dispute is unfit to serve as a chazan Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. So really, the halacha wants us to go to our own court system to settle disputes. Like secular courts is like a last, what's the word? Last resort, exactly. Over one who is in mourning. Yeah, we shouldn't have to be in mourning, but during the entire 12 months period for his father or mother, he should not serve as a shliach tzibur for Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, nor as a Baal Tekeah, unless there is nobody as qualified as he. And if he's been 30 days of mourning, or Shar Krovim, or other relatives, if he already has a position, he's able to lead the prayers of San Shofar Mutter. Came into Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippurim Mabatling Gezer Shloshim. So apparently Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur cancelled the 30 days of mourning. And if he did not hold these positions before, Yesh Acha Hagam Kamoy, and there's another person as qualified as he, you're in a shul with lots of choshev people over there, and there's someone else who can do it. Yesh Lahachme, don't give it to the person within the 30 days of mourning. Aval Kol Yimei Aslichas, during all the days of Slichas, Fila Be'er Rosh Hashanah, Mutter Lecho Avol Liyos Shliach. So we had no problem with the Shliach Tzibur being for Slichas. Slichas were much more relaxed about. Ach lo b'toch shiva, but not if he's within the 7 days of mourning. Yochid omer slichas, an individual saying slichas on his own. This can happen. You're traveling and you need to say slichas. It happened to me once. He's not permitted to cite the 30 derech tefillah, b'bakasha. He's not able to say it in the way of tefillah and beseeching. He can only say it as if he's writing the Torah, benigam v'tamim, for tunes and cantillations of the Torah reading. So you could say it like that, and that's important to know. If you know the Kriyas Torah reading, the cantillations, the nigun of the Torah, you can then do the Yigul Sarachamim, because then you're reading Torah, Psukim, and that gives you a heter to say it by yourself. But if you're not able to do that, then you have to be with a minyan. You're not in a minyan by yourself. I remember last year I was traveling on Slichas. I think that was it okay? Did I manage to say Slichas? I think one of the times. I don't know. I think I made it actually with a minyan. You can pretty much find a minyan in Israel any time. By the time I made it back, whatever I missed from the flight, I made it up in the day, I think. But I saw someone today saying it by himself, and it happens. But you don't say the Kitzur Rachamim. Likewise, when you're saying the 13 things, we go on such as remember for us today, Lanu Hayom Bris Shalosh Esrei, those special days, Kedome, Yeshlo Dalek. He should omit references, Kain and B'Kash Hashem, Loshen Arami. So those special days, and you're doing special slichas, also you should omit. So obviously, those kind of days, you really don't want to be traveling. You want to try to be able to have a minyan, so you don't end up missing out on the segula, these special tefillahs that are in slichas. Such as Hughes, Smites and Hills, Maran did Shemaya, Lo Armim Ela Basari. You should only say these with a minyan. So really, there's quite a chesaron by not saying it with a minyan. Obviously, we need the schus of the rabbim. That's what it's getting at. Okay, let's see what it says underneath, and then we'll learn the Siva Shalom. We have a little bit of pressure on time. This passage is Devar B'Kedusha. The Yitzhak Rachamim may not be recited without the presence of a minyan. Since he is not reciting as a prayer, it's more. But as a verse, one would study from the Torah is permitted. Moshe writes he may chant the verse and tune he would normally use when studying Torah, even without the exact cantate, as long as he's not reciting the form of prayer. The 13 attributes cited by the congregation includes with the word v'yinake, you cleanse yourself. Moshe finally writes that when an individual chants 13 attributes, he must recite the entire verse until its conclusion. So we learn, just to sum up now for our holy brother just came back, Shliach Tzibur has to be someone good. Now we don't have the tzaddikim involved, but Hashem gave us a matana, he gave us Shlomo Katz, and it's exactly who we need for our generation, exactly the shliach. And that's the way we have a munah, even if he's not as big seemingly as the bigger rabbonim of the previous generations. But in some ways, my belief is our generation is the biggest generation because we're faced with the biggest sionis of all the generations of the Mashiach. So really, he's actually on the highest level. Achritz Gereshis. So really, we have the perfect shliach just for us. And if Chas Shalom, someone's an oval, we don't let him be shliach, so his father and everyone should always keep davening for all your rabbonim, not just them, their families. Everyone should be healthy and well, so we can all daven together this Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, Zamen, with Simcha and Atzlacha. And the other nakuda we learn also is you should be a Talmid Chacham, Yerushalayim, as best as you can. And we should also remind ourselves the importance of davening with a minyan, the tzlichas, because if you don't have a minyan, you can't really say Yom Tzavachim unless you know how to read it like from a Torah. Then you could say the nigun of it, but there's other tefillahs you're going to miss out. So the chachila, you should try always aim for have a minyan for the tzlichas, trying to end up saying it by yourself. And Baruch Shem, and like I said before, Israel, there's minyanim everywhere. Journeys, it's not an issue. So too with shofras. Shofras, we have someone who helps out with the shofar. Make sure he's also a Talmid Chacham or a Rav who knows what he's doing, so you can make sure it sounds the best. Now we're going to learn Nesivos Shalom, and these are all right now important realities we're all going through as a nation, as a people. We need the biggest level of rachamim and connection to Hashem. Shlomo pointed out an important point this week in the shir, the idea of having a relationship with Hashem now, in Elul. Not just thinking about the new year to come, preparing Elul's just a preparation for Tishrei, or Elul's a tikkun of the year before and fixing up the year before. Elul itself has mamashas, has a atzmi, has its own essence, its own main point.
Being conscious.
Yeah, to being conscious, to have mindfulness, to have the right mentality for Elul itself. It's a time of love, a time of bais yayin, of being shikun, love for Hashem. I was talking about that in one of my podcasts. So here we're going to talk about a different kind of house, not just a bais yayin. When you build a new house for yourself, make sure you make a special roof for the bars. So nowadays we learn out things like if you have a mapeset, make sure a balcony that there's bars on the balcony. If you have a rooftop, make sure there's bars on the rooftop. If your windows, make sure it's not just, you open up the blinds and then there's a drop. I met Eric Clapton just after his son fell out the window, and he was obviously a very depressed dude. And he was at the Royal Albert Hall. He performed Tears in Heaven. It was pretty intense. And I met him backstage. He was the most depressed guy. Yeah, it wasn't that soon after, but it was soon enough. He was still depressed. Maybe he was always like that. I don't know. But anyway, you don't want your kid, Chas Shalom, you don't want any of these kind of things. We were learning before, one of the halachas we learn is, just to connect this to the halacha of Elul, we learn about the Shliach Tzibur, that when you have a lot of children also as a chazan, that gives you ability to pour out your heart. So just said, over here we all know that having children, like having a son in the army or having children opens your heart up much more than if you didn't. So that's why there'd be a good Shliach Tzibur, just to come back to that, since our friend came in. And he knows all about that. You get a new house, make sure you make it safe. But you don't want any blood, God forbid, or anything to fall in your beautiful home. You want to have simchas. So it's obviously a new house. There needs to be an extra awareness, and it's actual mitzvah. There's lots of mitzvahs in this parsha. He says to Muhammad, Hashem's giving us a lot of mitzvahs. In the Muhammad, the way we win the Muhammad is through being busy. Elul is also a great time to do mitzvahs. Ikahi is mitzvah, as the Rebbe used to say. Do mitzvahs, do be busy. So one of them is you buy a new house, Baruch Hashem in Eretz Yisrael, you're zocheh. You should all be zocheh to have a beautiful bayis in Eretz Yisrael. You should make sure it's safe. That's the first mitzvah. You got to make sure it's a safe house to be. Obviously, it's the same thing with if you have a pit or some like sort of, drain cover, make sure it's covered properly so people don't fall in. It's the same way on the roof, on the floor, either way. Yeshama al derech avoda. Obviously, he's going to learn it out. Let's see Shalom on derech avoda. And since we only have a few minutes, we're just going to do this very quick. Bashman Ran Admor. Yeah, we said this is the base Avram, I think. Zichusneinu. Al perish Yazov Rasha Darcho. A Rasha needs to abandon his bad ways. Daheinu Shalor Dai. It's not enough Sha'asa Tshuva that he does Tshuva al Prat Zeh or Acher. He says, I'm not going to, be on the gambling anymore. I'm not going to go on the phone and watch things I shouldn't all night. And he starts fixing up a little bit by bit. That's not enough. Ela Yizanach Legamre Yasedech Shalcha Shalach Bo Ad Ko V'yikach Asman Lederech Hadasha. Hashem doesn't want us just to fix a few things. He wants us to go on a new path. Hashem wants us Hadshus, a new house, a new path, new beginnings. Yeah, it's the kind of vibe that Hashem wants from us. Zeh perish kitivne ba'ischa, that when you build a new house, kashe Yehudi roya shekol mahuso v'ferechis ma yoelo im yasi tshuva al prat zeh chafetz hu levanos ba'is chadash. Levanos is kol mahuso machadash. So the concept of building a new house, because house is also remembers in Torah's Chassidus on ma'asim, on your actions. You not only just change yourself, but change your actions, change your mahus, your essence, and that influences the bias. The house around you becomes renewed, a new energy. One of the things my son's been telling me every time I come home, we talked about this a bit last time, I think we learned, the idea of smiling.
Smile.
Yeah, when I was learning Kitzur, we talked about it as well, more panecha, the idea of the light in your face. He always gives me a thing, smile more, and he's right. Yeah, Tein Chiyach, smile more. You come in the house Shabbos night, smile. That will bring a good energy. These are things you have to change in your essence, not just, because then you'll be smiling because you're changing. It's also vasisa marka legagecha, and this is the advice to make for yourself a fence for your roof. Remember, it's lemidus, a yira, and this is all connected to the idea of having, the right kind of protection of your relationship with Hashem. Say for a kodesh, the Maka or Kal Gematria Yira. So the Yira is giving you boundaries in your home. So you didn't just do whatever. V'chein Maku Gedarim V'siagim. So we have all these boundaries and fences. Zeh Eitza Lechi Tivna Bais Chodesh. Ma'ashikosa V'Rav Kodesh Priya Oretz, a famous Tzaddik, Priya Oretz. She'iyaf Shelo Odom Sholet Al Tavasa Rak Aydei Midas Yira. The only way you're really going to rule over your tithers is through Midas Yira. And I was learning the concept of ruling over your tithers in Tanya, that just like you'd be willing to give up your life and you have this beautiful love for Hashem inside of you, don't want to ruin that relationship at any level, so too that needs to be for the most basic tithers as well. So you get the chizuk, when you're about to look at something you shouldn't on your phone, you remind yourself, I would give up my life for you, Hashem. So I'm not going to do this thing now, which is going to take away my relationship with you and with me and Hashem. I'm going to protect that relationship. I'm going to make boundaries. And this is the yira, the Maka Gematria Yira, these boundaries and these gedarim and these fences to protect myself from damaging my relationship with Hashem. And this is what you do when you build a new home. You build it the right way, in a new way, in a fresh way. It's also connected to the idea of the head of the person. And it says, Sefer Kodesh told us Yaakov Yosef, the last thing we're going to learn now, and we wish everyone a good Shabbos. Reishis avoda kashet beis chodesh hu basisa machal garecha tzaken etzarosh. The whole pasuk is really remembers not just on building a new house, but fixing up the head of the house, the gag, the rosh, making sure the head is in the right place. As you said, the mindset, the mindfulness. Tzaken etzarosh, k'da'esh rosh zayin shai digugalosa. There are in the skull of a human being are 7 openings. Yeah, what are they? The 2 ears, the 2 eyes, the 2 nostrils, and the mouth. Yeah, base and base nikvei chotim of a pair. V'sharim elu yase gedarim misagit. You have to put fences to your ears, what you hear, no lashon hara. Your eyes, what you're seeing, your nose, what you're smelling, and your mouth, how you speak. Obviously, Hashem knows everything. And He knows all the thoughts of ourselves. Takvid, Rishon, the first thing you need to do is make a roof, a fence, boundaries for yourself. That's the idea of Maket Gogecha. Yeah, you're putting a fence on your roof. That means boundaries on those 7 openings in your head. Sharim, they should be the right way. Everything should go to be used in the right way. V'tikunei shari rosh. All the gates of your head should be fixed. Pnei shekol inyane adam pelosa telosa b'shari g'rosa. As it says in Chazal, ayin roya leiv chomed. When you see things that you want, then the heart desires kli ma'aser v'gemurim. And you should realize that we're not up against. This is why I said we're on such a high level, our generation, because we're not just up against the usual Yetzirah of all the previous generations, where it was a slightly unsneers lady. Like now, it's not just that. It's not just the preachers of the streets and this culture. It's also the technology is built to make us addicted to the most lowest things. And it's the biggest level geniuses and infrastructure and power and agendas that are trying to drive us to no longer get married, no longer have children, no longer be moral. No, it's trying to ruin humanity. That's what we're up against. Such forces of evil that are coming through these technological avenues. And we have to fight back with all our power. That means we are on the highest level in some ways. There's never been such a test ever, that every second a person could choose to do something with his phone or to do something with his with ability to fly here and there, whatever you need. You can order something in a second, come to you, you can order all kinds of nus chas. This is the generation which is really the highest generation. We shouldn't see it as a low level. We should actually see Hashem as getting the most nachas from our generation. And therefore, whatever level we're working on any of these things, that is like we're becoming new people completely. And not only that, we're breaking our teva, our nature, and we're breaking our tivas, our desires, and we're doing the tremendous nachas ruach to Hashem that more than all the generations before. And that's why we will be the generation to greet Mashiach. Because you think we're such a low level, we're really, because of our nisyonos, are so big that we're really on the highest level of our generation. And that will give us, Baruch Hashem, a big schus for us to realize that we need tremendous encouragement. We went through a war, we've gone through so much this last year. We need to encourage ourselves, give ourselves 100% chizuk and a thumbs up, give our wives chizuk, give our children chizuk, the tremendous achievement of still just being a Jew. As Joey Rosenfeld, when he came to Shirat David, he spoke about this. Just the fact we wake up and still want to be a Jew, still want to serve Hashem and bring light to the world, that is already a humongous encouragement, more than all the tzaddikim before us. And we're really all the generations before waiting for our generation to accomplish the final tikkun. And it could be just these little things of building a few more gedarim, siagim, protecting ourselves a little bit more from all the time, all the difficulties, holding back a little bit from natural things that we want to do. And that is a tremendous nachas ruach to Hashem. And that will give us the ability, this Rosh Hashanah, because Rosh Hashanah is the Rosh. It's the head of the year. We're getting ready for the head of the year. We have to make sure we're ready for that special time. So we're learning all these halachas now. And we're seeing from the Nesivos, the Rosh, this is preparing the mindset for the whole year, the Mayach. So really the most important realization is to come to the right mindset, this Rosh Hashanah, that will give us the healthiest, simchadic way of being a Jew in 2024, 2025, 5784, 785, a time that's going to be a time of Mashiach and Yeshua's for all of Christ and all our family and all our friends. And we should all be blessed with only good and a beautiful Shabbos. Amen. Thank you for listening and Chazak Nimatz.